Mr. Glenn here. We are going to turn these shapes into a fence that's going to go around here. So we can't get it. I can't get it into an octagonal shape. Perhaps I could do that with this one here and change the polygon sides to 8. Can I turn it into an 8-sided shape? Yes, I can. Let's go and use this 8-sided shape. It's probably going to be better for us rather than a circle. However, the circle, you can kind of adapt the circle later on and make more sides out of this. So I might keep this over here to begin with and just pop that down to the 12-sided shape that I can keep over here. And we can talk about this at the very end. In between times though, we are going to go and put our shape actually onto here, and we're going to turn this into a fence that covers the whole top of the building. Okay. Firstly, I need to go and make this a bit larger. So using the aspect ratio of with my shift key, I'm going to go and make something large enough here to go through here like so. Now, while we're looking at this, I need to create a hole through here so that I have a fence going through here at about 5mm in thickness. So I need to use my option key and make a separate piece and turn this into a hole like I'd done before with the picture frames. Okay, I need to make it a bit larger so that it sits through that block, and then I need to use my shift key to go and use the aspect ratio tool on this as well, so that when it sits in the middle, it now creates that fence like thickness around here. Okay, so I'm going to go and drop that through the building like that, through the fence like this. When I join them together, I'll have that picture frame that looks like this, but in an octagonal shape. Next, the problem TinkerCAD has, and most tools have, is that when you try to shape this and you turn something like this, you can see that when you try to change the thickness of pieces, of objects, that you are pulling them in out of the vertical and horizontal, the horizontal and vertical planes, and you're kind of going through a kind of between the pair of them. You can see that the block, while it looks the right size, this angle on the end is changing and it doesn't stay true. So if you change the size of this now, you can see that all the sides are still the same. You're not changing the thickness or the angle of the edges. To stop us from doing that, we need to turn this around. So when I turn this around and I choose and I use my my internals here, you can see that when I bring my mouse onto the inside of this protractor and I start to change it, that the edges now become straight, and I have I'm on that vertical and horizontal axis here. So you can see that this is now flat, which is going to allow us to change the size of this through here. And you'll see why in a second, because what I need to do is turn these into a hole and use it and fill in 2 holes at the same time like that. And so I can reshape my size, the inside of my fence, and the fence holes like this. So I go and pull my fence holes out like that. There's my fence hole, and if I turn this into a hole like that, you can see that this now will become a hole. Now what I need to do is shrink it slightly, because it's just on the bottom there, and you can see that I need this relatively centered here like that. So now what I can do is very quickly use my option key and pull that out. Again, because this is going to be on the inside, it should jump to the other side like so. And again, it should allow me to go and use my option key, and then I can go and pull that out like so, and it should go through the other side. It's not quite straight now. You can see this edge is not quite straight. So I'm going to do that one, and then I'm going to use my option key again, and then I'm going to go and tilt this around, and then I'm going to go and put that on the 45 on that one like so. And then what I'm going to do is then make sure that all the holes are in there and join them all together, group them, and now I've got a fence. That is now ready to be put onto my roof. resize it, and then I'm ready to group it. Right, as always, good luck.